No child belongs in detention, not here, not anywhere. We have power, we have hopes and dreams, and those hopes and dreams will sustain our fight. Just like Martin Luther King said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. And we are the sparks for the path for justice. We are together. We are going to be fighting for our children, our families, and for each other. We belong together. I'm going to read a chapter of Winnie the Pooh written by A.A. Milne. Chapter 1. We're introduced to Winnie the Pooh and some bees, and the story begins. Here is Edward Bear coming downstairs now. Bump, bump, bump on the back of his head. Behind is Christopher Robin. It is, as far as he knows, the only way of coming downstairs. But sometimes he feels that there really is another way, if only he could stop bumping for a moment and think of it. And then he feels that perhaps there isn't. Anyhow, here he is at the bottom and ready to be introduced to you, Winnie the Pooh. When I first heard his name, I said, just as you're going to say, but I thought he was a boy. So did I, said Christopher Robin. Then you can't call him Winnie. I don't, but you said, he's Winnie the Pooh. Don't you know what there means? Ah, yes. Now I do, I said quickly, and I hope you do too, because it's the only explanation you're going to get. Sometimes Winnie the Pooh likes a game of sword when he comes downstairs, and sometimes he likes to sit quietly in front of the fire and listen to a story. This evening, what about the story? Said Christopher Robin. What about the story? I said. Could you very sweetly tell the Winnie the Pooh one? I suppose I could, I said. What sort of story does he like? About himself, because he's that sort of bear. Oh, I see. So could you very sweetly? I'll try, I said. So I tried. Once upon a time, a very long time ago now, about last Friday, Winnie the Pooh lived in a forest all by himself under the name of Sanders. What does under the name means? Asked Christopher Robin. It means he had the name over the door in golden letters and lived under it. Winnie the Pooh wasn't quite sure, said Christopher Robin. Now I am, said a growly voice. Then I will go on, said I. One day he was out walking. He came to an open place in the middle of the forest. And in the middle of this place was a large oak tree. And then from the top of the tree, there came a loud, buzzy noise. Winnie the Pooh sat down at the foot of the tree, put his head between his paws, and began to think. First of all, he said to himself, that's a buzzy noise. Means something. You don't get a buzzy noise like that, just buzzing and buzzing without its meaning something. If there is a buzzy noise, somebody's making a buzzy noise. And the only reason for making a buzzy noise that I know of is because you are a bee. Then he thought another long time and said, and the only reason for being a bee that I know of is making honey. And then he got up and said, and the only reason for making honey is so as I can eat it. So he began to climb the tree. He climbed and he climbed and he climbed, and as he climbed, he sang a little song to himself and went like this. Isn't it funny how a bird like honey, buzz, 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 I wonder why he does. Then he climbed a little further and a little further, and then just a little further. But that time, he got thought of another song. It is a very funny thought that if a bears were bees, they will build their nest at the bottom of the trees, and that begins so, if the bees were bears, why shouldn't have to climb up all these stairs? He was getting rather tired by this time, so that is why he sung a complaining song. He was nearly there now, and if he just stood on the branch, crack! "Oh, help," said Pooh as he dropped 10 feet on the branch below him. "If only I hadn't," he said as he bounced 20 feet on the next branch. "You see what I meant to do," he explained as he turned head over heels and crashed to another branch 30 feet below. "What I meant to do?" Of course, it was rather, he admitted as he slithered very quickly through the next 6 branches. "It all comes, I suppose," he decided. As he said goodbye to the last branch, spun round 3 times and flew gracefully into a gorse bush. It all comes of liking honey so much. Oh, help!